Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing another visual novel from over on Steam. This is a game called Shan Gui. I think I'm saying that correctly. I guess it's Chinese, and I know no Chinese at all, so I'm sure that throughout the course of this visual novel, I'm going to be mispronouncing a lot of shit. But that translates to Sweet Osmanthus, and I guess Osmanthus is a flowering plant that's used in perfumes and teas. I have no idea how that's going to play into the plot. Apparently, this takes place in China, where a girl is walking along a mountain path, and she comes across another mysterious girl who starts to cheer her up, and it sounded a lot like Voices from the Sea in that regard, and I know a lot of you guys have told me since the ending of Voices from the Sea that you missed that story due to the fact that it was like really nice and peaceful and calming and sort of uplifting, so I'm hoping the same out of this game. I've actually had this one recommended to me several times throughout the course of the past 2 years, believe it or not, so I'm really excited to start it up. I hope that it's very good, and we'll go ahead and just start up here. Alright. I like the music so far. I really like the art too. And by the way, guys, I put up a Twitter poll, some of you guys probably saw this, where I asked if I should just do commentary and let the in-game voices go, because there is in-game Chinese voices normally, and most of you guys actually voted for me to do the voices myself, just read the English off in voices for the girls, and also commentate on top of it. So that's why I'm doing that. If you guys have ever played this before, that's why there's no in-game voices.
I often think back to my childhood, especially my family. We were a large family, and we enjoyed an idyllic lifestyle. Even in the presence of so many extra relatives, it was always a harmonious atmosphere. In those carefree days, I often thought, if only such a life could last forever. We often went on family outings to the mountains. Warm words and laughter always accompanied us on our voyages. I thought, if only this could last forever. At the time, I thought of myself as a very pessimistic child. However, reality later convinced me that I was probably too optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying that you want your childhood to last forever, I'm guessing that you're pretty optimistic, because that's not how life works, unfortunately.
It was the end of summer, and a pleasant scent wafted in the breeze.
Is it Osmanthus?
The serenity of the mountain was overpowered by the deafening buzz of cicadas. A truly quiet afternoon never exists. Ugh. With a sigh, I made my decision. I struggled to my feet so that I could step out of the shade. Oh well, I failed.
You couldn't even move out of the shade? Oh, whoa, holy bazongas. Wow, we are a well-endowed girl. She's really cute, though. I like her. I like her little spectacles.
The dew on the grass had begun to vaporize under the hot summer sun. The shade provided by sycamore trees stopped just at the edge of this grass, as if it was too afraid of the heat. I should have brought more water.
Yeah, that was dumb, you dingus.
How many times have I said these words today? It was my hope that, through constant complaining, I might find some distraction from this unbearable heat. Unfortunately, it did little more than sour my mood.
Oh man, you sound like a complainer indeed. I mean, she was saying she was optimistic in the beginning. She's definitely turned more pessimistic as she got older.
Oh well. With another sigh, I righted myself and looked around, hoping to find any reason to face this ghastly sunlight. The bag on my back felt like 1,000 pounds. It was crammed with all manner of useless personal effects. Not that the bag was particularly light to begin with. The weight on my shoulders became unbearable. The sweat on my back evaporated almost immediately as I removed the bag and put it into my hands. I then became aware of a developing sharp pain in my shoulders.
Uh-oh, you might have arthritis.
Ultimately, the bag became too heavy to carry, and I tossed it to my feet. I shouldn't have taken so much with me.
So her name is Han Hui? Why? I don't know. For those of you guys who know how to speak Chinese, please let me know what the proper pronunciation is down below in the comments. I'm sorry for butchering your language. I feel very bad about it.
I shook my head, braced myself, and looked forward. Suddenly, I saw a little store on the edge of the mountain.
Oh, how fortuitous.
A Coke would sure be nice. It had been 43 minutes and 4 seconds since I finished all my water.
Wow. Talk about some meticulous counting.
For such a well-known place, it seemed rather barren. I saw no sign of other visitors. However, respite had finally presented itself. I felt I had been clutching at straws. This store was my last hope. No, A straw is a terrible metaphor. It's so dry. Perhaps seaweed instead. Yes, seaweed.
Sounds like she's having like a heat stroke and going crazy.
I laughed at my own unfunny joke. I still had to cross the shadeless yard to reach my newfound sanctuary. Better than dying of thirst, I suppose. I made up my mind to move out of the shade.
Wow, she sounds like, I don't know, just like Complainy McGee here.
5 minutes later, I regretted this decision. The little store was closed.
Yeah, but there's like a vending machine right there. I see it. It says like Coca-Cola with a K. You should go get a Coca-Cola.
It was a Wednesday. Even the most popular tourist attractions do not see many crowds during the work week. That must be why the store's closed. Empty boxes that once contained soft drinks were strewn about the floor. With a wry smile, I braced myself and looked around. There was a small forest behind the store. Through the forest, I could see an ancient-looking cloister sitting upon hillside.
That looks like there's some English translation errors there, but it doesn't look like they're too big, so we'll just continue.
Beyond this cloister was a pavilion. The pavilion looked magnificent. Adorning each of the pavilion's four corners were bell-shaped wind chimes that rang out crisply. I thought it might be best to wait there until sunset. I made my way to the pavilion.
Okay. So, she's just, like, what's the purpose of her being on the mountain? That's what I want to know.
The pavilion was much bigger than it had appeared from a distance. The inside was very spacious. It was much cleaner than I expected, too. I attributed this to lack of tourists. Normally, I'd be a little more picky about where I rest, but at that moment, I was far too tired to care. I found a corner and promptly sat down.
Oh, man. Yeah, look at the profile on her. I mean, I'm not trying to stare, but those that's some decent-sized boobage there. Anyway, not to ruin the nice story that's going on. This is actually really beautiful artwork. I like the backgrounds. I like the foreground here. I really like the character art a lot. She's got, like, nice piercing eyes and, like, a really cool hairdo. I dig that, like, short, sort of edgy hairdo.
Whoa! I gazed up...
Sorry, guys. Oh, God. Doing this voice for the entirety of this visual novel is going to be very hard for me, but I'm going to do it, okay? I've done it before with other games in the past, so I'm definitely going to do it.
I gazed out from the pavilion. For the first time today, I felt lucky. The late summer sky was a translucent blue. Flocks of birds flew over my head and then disappeared into the mountains. Wildflowers colored the paths as butterflies danced among them. As the wind gusted, the forest canopy quivered like a ribbon. Through the trees, I could make out a few old buildings.
I really like the writing in this game too, by the way. I love that it's very, like, immersive and descriptive. It's quite poetic, actually, and I dig that because, like, it makes me feel like I'm there, and there's nothing that I like more than a visual novel that can draw me in and immerse me like this.
The chimes rang away. Their sound echoed throughout the mountains. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Earthy aromas emanating from the stream, soil, and rotting leaves, along with fleeting bits of my own memory, took my mind back to a place I'd been long ago. Halcyon days spent with loved ones and the comfort of their warm words.
I think I said that word right. I haven't seen that in a long time, so if I mispronounced it, if it's not Halcyon, please don't kill me.
There was a certain sweetness to it all. The air had mixed with something sweet, a scent evocative of this bygone time. It was the returning memory of late summer. Sweet and intoxicating, an irresistible fragrance.
So I'm guessing that's the sweet osmanthus.
Sweet osmanthus?
Oh, yeah, she even said it.
I wanted to open my eyes. The fragrance beguiled, as if a pair of soft and delicate hands covering my eyes, playing and hiding from me. A feeling as if I were to remove these hands, this sweet fragrance might vanish. I attempted to retain this sense of wonderment, despite my growing self-awareness of acting in a very childish manner.
Oh, hey, there's the other girl. Oh, she was like a fox spirit for a second there. She had like cute little ears and a tail. Is she gonna end up being a fox spirit? Is it gonna be like Voices from the Sea or something like that? I have no idea. Whoa, okay.
Are you okay? Is this real? I heard a honey-like voice as a beautiful, mild face appeared before me. The smell of sweet osmanthus was heavy in the air. Huh? For a second, I didn't know what to say to this young girl. Are you all right? You look very tired. Yeah, I'm okay. Do you need some water? The young girl began to speak as she took out a purple thermos. Hope you like it. Please enjoy.
Aw, how cute.
The girl handed me a cup of tea.
Yeah, that does say handled, but I should probably correct that to handed. Because it'd be kind of weird if you handled a cup of tea. Did she, like, hand her it by the handle? Did she put it like, handle first? I have no idea. Anyway.
I indulged in the sweet and fresh aromas. This is very nice of you, thanks. I took the cup from her. Even though I was nearly dying of thirst, I wished to remain reserved in the presence of this mysterious young girl. The pale green liquid in the cup was invitingly clear. I felt a sudden coolness rush to my face. Apparently, the tea was iced. I slowly sipped the tea. It was mellow. A wonderful sensation filled my heart. The aroma of tea and honey paired well with the fragrance of sweet osmanthus. How's my tea? Sweet. I responded and quickly drank up the tea. This rather ordinary tea has a very good taste, I must say. Haha. The girl smiled upon hearing my praise. Her smile was as impressive as her tea.
Are these two gonna, like, fall in love or something? I don't know if this is like a lovey-dovey novel, if it's like, some Yuri undertones or anything like that. It'd be kind of cool if it was. I like little romances like that. Obviously, I play a lot of Nami games, so I'm into that.
Thank you very much. I felt a little bit strange expressing thanks to a girl who's younger than me.
So there are a little bit of translation errors here and there, guys, and I'm going to do my best to make it more colloquial and like fill in the blanks where there's missing words or to correct words that are obviously wrong. And I'm sorry if that breaks up my reading or anything like that, but it's going to be the best that I can do.
Well, it's my pleasure. Her mannerisms and general demeanor were quite graceful and modest, implying class. She appeared to be about 12 or 13 years old and had a rather tall and slender build. She looked quite elegant and refined.
Oh wow, so she's like really freaking young. Holy crap, I wouldn't have guessed, but she is absolutely adorable. I like her little like tiny ponytail at the top of her head.
I felt a little embarrassed when looking at her. My name is Hijia.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry again, guys.
Yeah.
Oh God, Jesus God. Jumping between the two voices is going to be rather hard for me. I'm really, really sorry about that.
May I know your name, sister?
I know I did it for Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet, but it's been a while since that game even, so I'm going to do my best to stay warmed up and do this as best as I can.
She raised her hand slightly. I'm Han Hui. I nodded my head. Her name is Hijia. I repeated the name in my mind. Hijia. Sis Hui. Hijia called me sis with her sweet voice. Hee. Hijia seemed quite pleased and then laughed. It had been a long time since I was called sis by a younger girl. With these feelings in my mind, I felt a little satisfaction, thinking of the sweet tea, her sweet smile, and her sweet voice. Few people come here. It's dangerous. Be careful that you don't die.
Whoa, what the heck?
How terrible. Thank you anyway. I don't need to go home at sunset now. Are you lost? Lost? No. Only the person who has a destination could get lost. I'm just sort of rambling about aimlessly.
So I wonder if Han Hui is like a runaway or something like that, if she wasn't accepted or maybe like her parents died or something along those lines and she's sort of on the open road trying to find herself or find her destination like she said. I have no idea.
Really? The girl cocked her head and looked at me. She didn't believe my words. Her inquisitive expression made me smile. So cute.
That's really cute.
Upon seeing my smile, Jia returned the gesture bashfully. And then I got lost. Well, there's little to do and so few people come here. When I was a child, I often had picnics with my family. I just wanted to see a familiar place. I rarely told strangers my personal matters. It felt different with Hijia.
So this is a lot actually like Voices from the Sea, like her opening up immediately to Hijia and just telling her her secrets even though she's normally more reserved, and her being in sort of like this funky mood, like funky secretive mood, and then just being completely open with this stranger who appeared very much like Maris did, like a spirit of some sort, like a natural spirit. I have no idea what's going to happen, guys, but I'm drawing a lot of parallels between the two already, obviously.
I'm not very given to say too much about my private business. a change came over Hija's face. Her big eyes narrowed thoughtfully.
And actually, guys, for the first episode, I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, and we're going to find out what Hija has to say in the next episode, because you know how I do. I like to leave a little bit of suspense between episodes, and I think this is a good cutoff point. We got a good introduction of both of the characters and the art style of this game, as well as the beautiful backgrounds and music. I really, really like this so far. It's very cute, and as I said before, it's a nice, like, sort of filler, because Voices from the Sea has come to an end, and we needed something to come in and sort of be that relaxing, nice, calming visual novel. So I hope that you guys enjoyed story time with me, because I really love visual novels like this, and I hope that you guys liked the voice acting that I tried to apply here. I'm sorry I had a little bit of trouble reading the mistranslations and also reading in the girl voice the entire time. I will warm up my vocal cords better next episode. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video and favorite it. Also be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing ya. Bye-bye.
Girbeagly.